It's noon here in Ventnor City, New Jersey, and our nation's capital, Washington, D.C. And this is news that you can use from CarEdge for Friday, August 9th, with your host, me, Ray, who said it was Collared Shirt Friday, and, well, Zach, who forgot, but he's wearing his dad. So it doesn't get much better than that. How are you today, handsome?
I'm doing okay. Appreciate that, Pops. We've got today's show brought to you by CarEdge.com, the company my dad and I started over 4 years ago, CarEdge.com. You can search for cars on the CarEdge Car Search. You can buy a car or lease a vehicle through CarEdge. We have car buying and leasing services. Our car buying toolkit with dealer invoice price for all new vehicles. If you need to sell a car, we can help you with that. You want to get a warranty to protect your vehicle, get a quote from CarEdge, and all of our research materials right there under research. Dad, the big story today.
Yes.
Automakers have lost their mind, and I have two examples.
Okay.
First, we're going to start with a brand that we rarely ever talk about here on the Ray and Zach channel. Volvo ups sticker price on new EX90 electric vehicle by $3,300 despite missing features. A dealer said 40% of his EX90 reservations were canceled because the EV won't have several safety and entertainment features at launch, but that's not stopping the automaker from increasing the sticker price by $3,300. Example numero uno of automakers losing their minds.
Yeah, I would tend to agree with that. I mean, how do you not include the promised equipment and then raise the price before the damn things ever come out? We harp on affordability all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Ad nauseum. People are sick of it. But the truth of the matter is, this is the electric version of the XC, the Volvo XC90. It's the EX90. I guess that stands for electric. Mm-hmm. Okay, and the starting price is over $81,000. That's the starting price. That would also be the ending price for me, but that's literally the starting price for a three. I mean, what the? And then you're not giving them all the features that when you first announced the car and started taking deposits and orders on it, you're not giving them all the features that you said were going to be part of the car. But the beauty of a software-enhanced automobile is that, well, they can be added at any time or not. And we anticipate adding them early in your ownership experience. Well, what exactly does that mean, early in your ownership experience? Does that mean the first week, the first 10 days, the first 10 months, the first 10 years? I mean, you can't be more ambivalent about something than to say, well, we hope to have this all this stuff within the early portion of your ownership experience. You are planning on keeping it 20, 30 years, aren't you? I mean, come on.
The other example I have for you this morning of automakers losing their minds, Dodge puts a price on its first electric muscle car. The Dodge Charger Daytona EV will cost at least, and this excludes the $2,000 destination charge, so I'm going to add it here. So $63,590 with the destination charge when it arrives at dealerships later this year. So another example, Dad, of automakers just not listening.
And the good news, handsome, if you lease it, you can get a $7,500 federal tax credit. You can't get that if you don't lease it. But if you lease it, if you don't ever want to own it, and considering the fact that it's an electric vehicle, the best way to go is to lease it, because we have proven conclusively that the depreciating values of used EVs are like boat anchors, for goodness sake. You would be crazy to literally buy it and just watch it depreciate 50% in the first year. It is Yeah,
Hmm.
they, my mind, it's here somewhere.
So, Dad, we've got one example of an automaker removing features and raising prices, which I will say happens fairly significantly or fairly often, excuse me, during the pandemic. I had a friend of mine, you know, Logan, Dad. Logan's vehicle, his Honda
Yes,
Civic was totaled. And so he
yes.
had to get a new Honda Civic. He got the new Honda Civic, same trim level, had fewer options. He paid more. So Honda was doing it during the pandemic. We've got Volvo here, obviously, doing it as well, but a $3,300 price increase when removing features. And then the EV price points on these newly launched EVs are insane.
But the difference was allegedly they were chip issues.
Yeah.
Okay. And I shouldn't say the word allegedly. They were chip issues because when the manufacturers at the beginning of the pandemic, when the manufacturers canceled their chips from the chip manufacturers, and then suddenly went back in the business, and they thought they were and realized they were going to need the chips again. Well, the manufacturer said, "Well, we've already given up those manufacturing slots to others, and these are our least profitable chips to produce, so you're going to have to wait." Well,
chips meaning semiconductors. Folks.
Semiconductors, not Lay's potato chips or anything. And literally, there is no chip shortage today. And Volvo is saying point blank, it's software, baby. The whole idea behind it is software laden vehicle is that it can be updated at any time. Okay. Well, why they already delayed the launch of the vehicle in the United States by a year because of, ready for this, software issues. So it seems to me that they haven't really resolved all their software issues. People like to say, well, Ray never has anything positive to say. Well, if the manufacturers would give me some positive information to talk about, I'd be more than happy to say something positive. But you can't come out, take deposits and orders for vehicles that you're going to build, tell people what is going to be included in that vehicle, tell them what the price point of that vehicle is, take their money so that they will place an order and a deposit. And then before you've ever come out with it and before you've ever built one, say, oh, by the way, the price is going up $3,100 and, well, it's not going to have all the stuff in it that we told you it was. How do I spin that in a positive way? The positive way would be, well, it's not going to have everything in it that we told you it was, and we've lowered the price by $3,100 to make up for the fact that it doesn't have everything. Not to add insult to injury. Not only is it not going to have everything, but we're going to charge you more for less. Yeah, I'm positive that's wrong.
You kind of looked like right there the way you look in the shirt. Yeah. All right, folks, we're going to switch gears early because we have some breaking news from General Motors. We've got an executive shakeup over at GM. Marissa West leaving General Motors after 8 months as North American president.
Wow.
They're doing a shakeup, Dad, over at General Motors. This comes on the heels of Stellantis, which is another one of the big three automakers in the United States, domestic automakers, even though it's a European company.
Yes.
Lots of shakeups in the corporate ladders. Are you surprised to see this, Dad? The president of GM North America ousted after 8 months in the role.
And the rationale? Did they give a rationale? Did they give a reason? Did she just? Of
course.
Did she just suddenly find herself besieged with other interests?
GM is reducing the complexity of our organization to better integrate global markets, move faster, and serve customers around the world.
With less people. Okay, yeah, go ahead. Yeah. Because nothing says, hey, we're here for the customer when we have less people to deal with the customers. Although she wasn't going to deal with the customers anyway. But
I don't think so, no.
My goodness, 8 months. She must have really failed in her job.
Who knows, man? But it's another one of these big corporate shakeups where you've got an automaker who's struggling. a freaking MacBook
but
that's struggling.
GM's not struggling like Ford or Stellantis. They're doing better than their peers, but apparently they can't keep the people that work for them, either because the people want to leave on their own, or because those people suddenly have other interests that they would love to pursue. I mean, what would happen if I woke up on a Friday morning and I texted you, Zach, just between you and me, I've got a poop ton of interests that I really want to pursue, and I think I want to start pursuing them today.
I'd be very concerned for your mental health because you've never said anything similar. What are said interests?
Oh, I have none. But if I did, I mean, if I did, I mean, it's just like, people don't suddenly wake up and go, "There's a poop ton of interest I have. I think I love plants. I think I'm going to become a horticulturist. I think I'm going to give up my multi-million-dollar-a-year job at General Motors. I'm going to open up a flower shop." I mean, that's not what people do. So yeah, I mean, what interest would I have that I would say, gee, I'd like to give up. I guess I'd become a watchmaker.
You're funny. All right, so you think this is different than the Stellantis firings that we've seen and retirements and force outs and things like that, but it is still big news. General Motors is faring better than their peers, but they're still struggling relative to Honda, Toyota, for example, and again, the president of North America.
And it all has to do with, to be able to much more rapidly and better serve our customers and our global markets.
Exactly, Dad. You're getting it.
Yeah. We really have to develop the corporate speak lexicon for CarEdge.
I'm trying, man. I'm trying. It's hard. Dad, let's jump to the chat here for a quick moment from Harvey. Thanks for the contribution, Harvey. Zach, what happened to the collared shirt? I just walked out of the house today and did not think about it whatsoever. But I did put this one on. This one
it looks, maybe
truth, Dad?
Maybe I'm prejudiced, but I really like that shirt.
Because I was wearing a different shirt earlier on the team meeting.
Yes.
But then I made a smoothie, and then I spilled smoothie.
On it. Yeah.
I spilled the smoothie on my shirt, so I had to put this shirt on.
Okay. Somebody said I could open up a weed growing.
From Dreadnought, thank you, Dreadnought. We're gonna pass on that one. From Pop, Zach is amazing for having a shirt with his dad. Yes.
And you, Dreadnought, for just, I don't know, what is it, $24.95, something like that. You too could have a shirt with Zach's dad on it. I mean, let's face it, folks. Just between us kids. I mean, who in America? I want a show of hands here. Who in America wouldn't want to have a shirt with a picture of Zach's dad on it, proclaiming that knowledge is power? I mean, who? Name one. Give me one show, one hand that wouldn't want that. And really, for how much are they, Zach? $24.95, a little less, a little more. I don't know. Whatever it is, it's not like we make much on it. It's not like I could even sustain my tuna fish habit on the profits from the sale of these shirts. But folks, we need to get everybody out there in America wearing a shirt with the picture of Zach's dad on it. What do you think there, Hanson?
You're a hoot, man. This would not sustain your tuna fish habit. You are hilarious.
Well,
holy cow.
I mean, how much is tuna? It's like, for the 7-ounce cans that once you drain the water come down to 5 ounces, it's like $3.99 a can. I don't think we're making $4 a shirt when you sell them.
Oh my goodness. Okay, let's keep moving, Dad. No, I don't think we are either. Oh, my cheeks hurt from that. All right, from Fly Chomper Fly, Zach tried to look up depreciation for a specific Civic model. We don't have every single vehicle back on CarEdge.com under research for depreciation. We are working on updating it. The big deal this week was on Monday. We got the update for 300 makes and models out there, but we are still missing some. Earlier this week, for example, we were missing the Ford Mustang Mach-E. So we will continue to update that with new makes and models and ones that we are missing. But that's at caredge.com/depreciation.
And may I say something about that?
Yeah.
Yesterday, I filmed some video for our what's referred to in the biz as pillar pages on our website. I have no idea what that means, but I suppose it's the pillars that hold up the business. I'm just guessing. I don't know.
I'm going away again.
Nobody's ever explained that to me. But I filmed some video for the pillar pages, and to be serious for a split second, which is about as long as I can be serious if you haven't figured that out yet. There really are, when it's time to compare vehicles to help decide which vehicle to buy, it really is important that we understand as buyers what the total cost of ownership is for a given vehicle. And that information is available in the resources, the free data. And the 5 factors that we measure, that we track. Number 1, depreciation. 2, fuel costs. So when we say depreciation, what does that mean? Say you pay $50,000 for a car, and the car you're looking at, the car you're thinking about, when you look at this chart, depreciates 35% the first year, and you look at a competitive car that you might be thinking about, and that one only depreciates 15%. Well, that's a huge difference when it comes to total cost of ownership. Another thing you have to factor is how fuel efficient is. How much are the fuel costs going to be if you average driving 15,000 miles a year over the life of a vehicle? We give you that information. What the average insurance costs are going to be during your ownership experience with that vehicle. That's a cost of ownership. What else was there? There was interest on your car loan. Okay, how much is that interest that you're paying on the car loan? That factors into your total cost of ownership. And the last thing is maintenance. Mm-hmm. How much will you be expected to spend in maintenance? And how many years into ownership would you expect to have a major breakdown, mechanical breakdown on that vehicle? Those are all the factors that you need to better understand how much your total cost of ownership is in a vehicle. And yesterday we filmed some video so that we could explain that maybe in like 45 or 50 seconds, as opposed to the hour and a half that I just took. But when we talk about total cost of ownership, that's what we're talking about. And you need to be able to compare competitive vehicles that you're thinking about, so you can see which one really literally will cost you less or more. I'll be good now.
Hey, man.
You're
on a roll, dude. I've put out like 6 words and you put out like 600. I'm digging it. You are crushing it. From Cloapo here. Thank you.
Thank you,
Cloapo. This won't be the last shakeup. I foresee Stellantis next. Carlos Tavares' days are numbered. PS Rad will wake up one day and want to start to power walk. There you go. Fascinating insights here from Cloapo.
Yeah, but Cloapo, would you want a shirt with Zach's dad's picture on the front? That's the real question. You know, I asked for a show of hands. I don't know that I've seen a show of hands. Please put it in the chat. Are you in for a shirt or are you out? So is you in or is you out? That's all I want to know. In or out?
It's a good thing it's a Friday show because it is off the rails today. From Baron of Gray Matter. Thank you, Baron. I grew up middle class in the 60s and 70s. Almost no one owned a new car. Why do people feel entitled to them now? Why don't folks live within their own means? Marketing.
Baron of Gray Matter, yes. Advertising. Advertising is a multi-billion-dollar industry. And the good folks in the advertising agencies have spent time studying people's habits, how to manipulate people's habits, how to appeal to people emotionally. Because let's face it, especially when it comes to buying a car, at the car dealership, they want you to make an emotional decision, not a practical decision, okay? Not an intellectual decision, purely an emotional decision. And advertisers and advertising agencies have figured that out, okay? Very rarely are there really bad advertising campaigns these days because of all the studies that have gone into figuring out how to tap into people's emotions. So it's marketing, baby. It is just marketing. And they have figured out how to get into your brain and your heart and make you not think straight. And that's why everybody feels so damn entitled. Oh, and the other reason, social media and media influencers. I mean, there are some that say I'm an influencer, which is, by the way, pure unadulterated BS. Okay, I am not an influencer. Like Charles Barkley said when he did those Nike ads, I'm not. What was it? He's not an example for your children. Okay, I'm not. Don't be like Ray. Be like Mike. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm losing it today.
You are losing. I mean, it's great though. I just get to go off camera, and you get to go. Ray sustains his tuna fish with Cloapo's donations.
I could. And by the way, it's Bumblebee, all white meat, albacore packed in water, a product of Fiji. And I don't know. It's the best damn tasting tuna fish out there. Well, actually, the better tuna fish out there, as far as I'm concerned, is Costco's brand. But what do I know? What? Come on, man! You got to contribute a little bit.
No, keep going. Where are we going with that? Where are we going? Come on.
I don't know. We're gonna send Bumblebee a bill. Let's see if they pay. What's the worst that can happen? They don't pay? Wouldn't be the first. Come on. We've never gotten any money from LL Bean or Eddie Bauer. Come on, man.
From Mike.
Yeah, thanks, Mike.
For dealer installed accessories, should I target invoice price on those items or MSRP? And should I be charged an additional labor install fee? That's a good question.
Well, if it's dealer installed, yeah, somebody's paying the labor. Oh, and ultimately it will be you. And you're not going to get that at invoice pricing, but you can ask them for what's called internal pricing, what the sales department got charged for that. So if there's like wheel locks and the sales department between parts and service got charged $60, and it's on the addendum label for $199, you might want to say, well, show me what you paid for it. Show me the internal that reflects the cost you pay, and I'll pay you the internal. I'll cover your cost, but I don't want to cover your profit. There you go. Yeah, spitting nuggets.
From Matthew.
Speaking of nuggets.
Ray, you are the pillar and the page. The rest is fluff.
Actually, I'm fluff. I am nothing but hot air and fluff. I mean, let's face it. Let's be honest here. I mean, really, other than my nonsense, what do I really bring to this? It's like every day you give me an opportunity to spend 15, 20, 30, 40 minutes and basically do a monologue and spew nonsense. And for whatever reason, people enjoy some of my nonsense. And sometimes you don't like it, and that's okay too. But yeah, I'm nothing but fluff and hot air. What do they call that? Like a fluffer nutter. I'm a fluffer nutter.
This is getting unhinged. From Cloapo.
What do you mean getting?
It's been unhinged. Cloapo, I already have a shirt. So there you go, Dad.
Okay.
Baron, I would argue you had far better and classier ads. This is a friendly reminder. Today's show is brought to you by our company. CarEdge.com. So if we can help you, CarEdge, that's
Can
our
we
edge.
change our slogan to at CarEdge? We have far better and classier ads.
No. From Chloepo again, thank you. No, stop with the contributions, Chloepo and Bear, no more.
Yeah.
Ray, you have people with shirts with your face on it, including me. You are definitely an influencer. PS next CarEdge sponsor will be Bumblebee.
I like
Speak
that.
into existence.
Yeah. Is it? Oh, it's Bumble. That's an app of some kind.
Yeah, Bumble is a dating app and a friend making app, I think is what it's called. But anyway,
I
we've
have
got
no
here,
idea.
Dad,
Yeah.
from Rich, and then we're going to go back to an auto story, I promise, from Rich. Thank you, Rich. Ray, I don't know if I'm influenced or if I'm just commiserating with my boomer brother. There
Well,
you go, Dad.
it very well, and I don't even know what the hell it means to be a boomer. I mean, well, I don't know what that means. I think a certain way, so that makes me a boomer. What does that mean? I just try to bring a little fun, entertainment, and common sense to some of the things that we cover.
P. Burns with the question asking for a friend. Any car talk today? Here we go, folks. Car story incoming. Ready? 3, 2, 1. Our dear friends over at BMW recalling 100,000 vehicles due to a faulty engine starter. But Dad, it's software. Software is going to fix this, but a non-trivial recall over at BMW.
No, that's a sizable recall, but it's all software, baby. It's all. Is this over the air, or do you have to take it into the dealership?
If I'm not mistaken, it's over the air. Yeah, so you don't even have to go into the dealership.
Really?
Yep.
Wow, because I know every time I need a software update, they make me take my Mini to the dealership. And
maybe it's the BMW.
And let's face it, my Mini dealership's 50 minutes away. It's not like they're right around the corner.
Yeah, true. Dad, another one that I think is worth putting on your radar. I continue every single day to get messages like these over on TikTok. Advice: how to get out of a 2020 Chevy 2500 HD lifted about $12,000 negative. Every day, man, I'm getting dozens of these. We are actually commissioning a negative equity report with our friends over at Black Book. Did I talk to you about that at all?
You did not. Should we talk about it in such a manner that the whole world can know as well?
Yeah. The whole world can know. I mean, we haven't launched it yet, but we are starting the prep work for a research project that Black Book is collaborating with us on to get a state of the current negative equity crisis. 12 grand upside down. I see that every day, tens of times.
And his question is, what can I do?
Everyone asks me, what's the advice for when I'm upside down?
Okay, so here I'm going to share a little advice. And that advice is one of two things. Either live with it till it's paid off, or bring an equal amount of what your negative equity is in cash. Now, having said that, that's just going to leave you negative in your next car, because all you're doing is covering the negative portion of your present car. You're not covering sales tax, title, license, doc fee. Okay? So if you're upside down 12 grand, and you want to get out of that vehicle, and you're looking at another $50,000 vehicle, you need to be prepared when you buy a new vehicle, in my world, so that you won't be negative. You need to be prepared to put 20 to 25% down in cash. So if you're looking at a $50,000 vehicle, and 25% would be $12,500. Okay? On top of the $12,000 in negative equity.
That's a lot of money.
All you got to do is either come up with 25 grand or live with your current vehicle till it's paid off. My suggestion would be is if you can live with your current vehicle till it's paid off, you'll be better off.
Yeah. Again, I'm getting hit up every single day from tens to dozens of folks every single day with the exact same question.
When I was in retail automotive, that's what we dealt with on a daily basis. People think I'm crazy when I say the average maybe it's not the average American, but the average person that tries to buy a new car, that wants to buy, that says they want to buy a new car, they tend to say that about 3 to 3.5 years into their ownership experience. Now, meanwhile, they might have financed it for 60 or 72, or in these cases today, 84 months. And even when it was just 60 and 72 months, those people who want to get out are people that should be staying in. They should be paying off their cars. They shouldn't be trying to trade every 3 to 3.5 years. If you are the type of person who likes to get into a new car every 3 to 3.5 years, and people are going to scream at me when I say this, you are a perfect lease candidate. Okay? And the reason I say that is you've accepted the fact that you're always going to have a car payment, and you've accepted the fact that you're the type of person that always wants a new car every 3 to 3.5 years. And if that's you, leasing makes perfect sense. Now, people out there are going to go, but you never own anything. Well, guess what? You didn't own the whole car either when you bought it and you tried to trade it in 3 years into your 6-year payment. So this has been going on as long as I was in the car business.
Yeah, no doubt.
People coming in want to get out. They're always upside down, and they either want to keep their payment the same or lower it. You keep hearing me say I'm not real good at math, but none of that maths.
The lower it part is the scary one, because imagine you're in a situation where you need your monthly budget to go down. You need to be spending less every month. But if you were to get rid of that vehicle, you'd have to pay $10,000, $15,000, $20,000 to get rid of it. I mean, it is a predicament.
And guess what? If you have that money to do that, then you have that money to make a lump sum payment on your vehicle.
Yeah. Yeah, 100%. Dad, you mentioned leasing. I want to let everyone know and remind everyone, back at CarEdge.com, we have a car buying service. If you go under buy a car, it's right there, buy. But also we have a leasing service. If you're in the market and you want to get a lease instead of purchasing a vehicle, our concierge service works for that just as well. Just go to CarEdge.com and then under buy a car, choose lease and take a peek at that. We are helping out dozens of folks every single week lease a brand new vehicle. And leasing an EV right now is one way to maybe hide some of that negative equity. Hide. Doesn't go away, but you're just rolling it into
well,
an affordable. It
does go away in 3 years.
Yeah.
That
you
is,
pay it off over 3 years. Yeah.
Yes, that is the one beauty of rolling negative equity into a lease. And that is that at the end of that lease, the end of those 3 years, you're starting at zero. You're starting from scratch, but you're no longer carrying $12,000 of negative equity into your next purchase.
True. 100% true.
Yes.
Then we've got from Brian here. Thank you, Brian. You guys are my guilty pleasure.
Thank you. I'm guilty. Go ahead.
Please make a 10 best overall value for your dollar deals video as soon as possible. We'll get to work on that, Brian. I'll ask Justin on the team to do a little bit of research, and we'll see what we can come up with. 10 best overall value for your dollar deals video. Guilty
Okay.
pleasure.
Yeah. Come on, get Justin to work on that, and then we can record it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
All right, Pops. Well, happy Friday. You carried the team today. Thank you for your efforts.
It was my pleasure. I'm worn out now. That was a lot of damn work today.
You put the team on your back.
The good news is that the new videos for the pillar pages will be coming out shortly, and I'm about to record more stuff this afternoon that God only knows where it's going to appear, but it should appear on an Instagram reel or a TikTok near you soon. So,
and Dad, we have here from Taker. Thank you, Taker. Leases on a Hummer EV and Silverado EV are $849 and $999. Yuck, that's still really high.
What's your point? I mean, the Hummer's $100,000 vehicle. I mean, what the hell do you expect?
Crazy prices, man.
You
Crazy
think
prices.
you're going to lease that for $350 a month?
No, sir.
Yeah.
Folks, we'll be back on Monday with more news you can use. 9 a.m. Pacific time zone, 12 p.m. Eastern. Dad, thank you for everything you do as always. And yeah, maybe I'll wear a collared shirt on Monday.
Well, I won't, but you can, and maybe I should get a shirt that has your picture on it.